Okay, it's Professor Nelson again, continuing on with our tutorial on TextStudy Arraign. I need to bring this top view into a real or regular top view drawing for our next stage. I'm going to use this small template here. So I can have an easy way of drawing that. Bring back up my modeling aids, my mirror, and my grid. And continue drawing. Now, for the stone, there's really no reason for me to draw the stone again. I mean, if I had a pencil, I would, but I don't have a pencil, so I'm not going to. Okay, program's fighting with me just a little. There. I can just bring a copy of that section of the ring straight up, like so. Okay? Actually, I would like to have that centered on another grid line. That will make my life easier. So, line that up as well. Alright. Going to set my mirroring to double mirror. Actually, that's not going to help me. Okay, so I'm going to move my mirror plane straight up. There, that'll do. It's a little bit high. But this is a sadly not a very precise science. Of all the things Painter does not give you a lot of control over. Precisely placing the mirror, it's usually, if you ever use this program on your own, it's usually wiser just to move everything else and leave the mirror where it was, but I got stubborn. Alright, there. So, I know that that template is fairly accurate as far as the width goes. The basic shank, without any detail on top of it, the basic shank thickness, is very close to what I had drawn. Okay. And I know that the taper, at about halfway down, is roughly this thick. Okay. which means this is actually a fairly static shank. It really doesn't taper much at all. So I'm sketching this, right? We're doing a study. So I am trying to keep this as simple as I can. Low-hanging fruit. Pick what you can reach. Okay? And I know this comes all the way down to that second pyramid. Okay. Actually, the level of material under that pyramid is a little farther out still. Okay. Sticks out like that, but it actually scallops. And I can pick up that scalloping point right here. I don't want to get marks all over the place, but right there is where that tapers or swings out to. And it stays mainly in line, so it's not going to be a whole lot different than the contour of the shank is already. But I'm not going to likely see the point. The point's going to fall. The point's here. The point is going to fall behind the pyramid. Okay, that's one. For the next point or scallop, I'm going to go here, which actually lines up almost exactly with this one. So that one's a little easier. Okay. But that second one is getting foreshortened. And I know this thickness in the middle is quite thin, so I will modify it accordingly. And now that I know that, I'm going to actually make my little scallops here, these little puffs. I'm going to make them go inward appropriately. This can't be a longer distance because it's wrapping around. This has to be the same distance or shorter. So knowing that, I'm going to scoot it back just a little bit. Something like that. Now I'll put in the pyramids. The pyramids are going to be facing a little bit out this way. And at this point I can turn off the mirroring. And I'll turn off the grid. And just come in and clean it up a little. I'll put the mirror back on in a minute to help me draw or clean up the rest of the lines, but it gets in the way right in the center of seeing what you're doing. So there. I can bring the mirror back on now. Because it does speed up. Repetitive work like cleaning up the drawing. Now this is a little advanced. This arc is going to start to show the thickness of this material as it tucks around behind the finger. So I'm going to draw that. And there we go. There is the refined top view. Okay. Going to go ahead and save that. And that'll do. That's it for this tutorial. I'll be doing one more.